complaint.
It shows we had a review hearing on the 23rd day of June. We had an adjudication on the 3rd of March, which I understand is on appeal. And, but anyway, Ms. Taylor is here. This is another review with her parent counsel, Vicki Cochran. Mr. Tomlin is here for the department this evening, the ad litem, and who else do we have back here?
Judge, this is Anissa Bellew. She's with Southern Christian Home. And this is Vicki Hasty. She is also with Southern Christian Home. She is Christian's foster mother.
Okay, all right. Okay, I guess we'll take a little bit of testimony to see how things are going. All that know yourself to be witnesses, stand. Raise your right hand.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony about giving this case to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, Mr. Tomlin, do you have a court report?
All right, I have five exhibits to offer in the case.
All right.
Exhibit one is the court report. Exhibit two is a monthly summary in June regarding Lauren Taylor. Three is the same summary for July. Exhibit four is a court report from the Southern Christian regarding the juvenile Christian Taylor. And five is an ICPC report from Michigan.
Any objection?
No objection.
So those will all be admitted then?
Can I approach, Your Honor?
Yes.
I will call Savannah and all.
Now, this court report said Christian is in a foster home in Boone County.
He is.
So he's not at Southern Christian?
Yes, Judge, they have private foster homes as well through Southern Christian Home, and he's in one of those homes.
I wasn't aware of that.
He's not in the group home.
Okay.
Yeah.
He said there's 3 reports. Is this all 3 right here?
I'm not sure.
I'm a training service worker for Colleen County DHS in South Tennessee. He is currently employed, he has adjusted well to, being placed with, Ms. Baker. She doesn't report any concerns in, how he's adjusted. There are concerns, with his, how he acts, his behaviors after visits with mom. Their visits are typically done on a Friday evening, now that school is back. And he did have a nightmare, I believe it was last weekend. After
They can't
a Zoom
more
visit that
place
she
go
did
with
have with
relatives
mom.
until we get the ICVC
but
vaccine. Her home is okay.
Anything else,
They have to wait till the end to do it.
He is in counseling, correct?
He attended a
bullshit.
appointment, I believe at Overart Guidance.
Yeah.
And now that he's in
Yes, ma'am.
school, the school-based counseling with through Chenal Therapy. And so he will attend through there now that school has started.
And all of these are being met?
Yes.
And are there any other issues?
In regards to Christian,
Yes, or any overall?
in regards to Christian, no. He just needs to do his therapy, so we can get him consistent in his therapy, since he has been moved 3 times and hasn't been able to maintain, an active relationship with one therapist. And then in regard to mom, she did a counseling appointment, I believe on she had a telehealth appointment on July 5th. And I believe that was at the Counseling Associates here in Morrilton. She then related to me and to the counselor here that she wanted to be switched to Russellville Counseling Associates. So she attended an appointment there on August 11th. And then I called them to schedule her psychiatric appointment, and she did that yesterday.
So you got a psychological, which was done yet?
She did a psychological evaluation previously in the case, and then she had a psychiatric appointment yesterday at Counseling Associates.
Okay.
Mhm.
And, how did it go?
I personally don't do the visits. I did observe one visit at Lauren's home. They are at her home in Russellville. A volunteer transporter brings him to Lauren's apartment. The visit I observed, they interacted well. She had bought some new games they played. They played Legos on the floor behind the couch where I was sitting. She had turned on, I think, some music or a TV show for him to watch while they played games. I mean, their visit went well, the one that I did observe.
And has not PCC been sent in this case?
Several have been sent. I've sent two to Michigan. The first one was denied, due to, it said that, she was not responding to any of their phone calls, text messages, she wasn't at home. The second ICPC in Michigan was also denied for the same reason. I reached out to that relative, or the fifth of kin, and she said that they did not call her. And so I gave her the number for Michigan to call. She called them. They had already closed their case, so I had to resend it. So I've resent the one to Michigan. And then the one in Arizona that was sent prior to the June hearing, we still do not have an update on, but they have been to her house.
So we're waiting on the Arizona?
Yes, and I know that, my supervisor sent an email to our ICPC liaison, who sent it to central office, who emailed Arizona. And to my knowledge, there has not been anything sent back.
What service have been offered in this case?
For mom, counseling, a psych eval, home visits, transportation, visitation. She did the psychiatric appointment yesterday. I believe that maybe it,
And is there any services she's not doing that she needs to be doing?
just to continue in her counseling.
So how would you say progress is in running the issues in this case?
I would say that Lauren has been doing well. My only concern is just making sure that she continues her counseling. But that's mainly it.
So how would you characterize her compliance with the case plan and the goal?
Compliant.
And what's the recommendation today?
Just to continue working with the family and providing services as needed.
Is there anything else you'd like to add to the board? Last witness, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Cochran?
I think she was gonna make a bigger check it over, so I don't have items.
Ms. Cochran, questions?
Just briefly. I understand she's been compliant and she's doing well. Her counseling needs to be consistent. How long has she been having visits at her home?
I don't know the exact date, but for a while, over a month for sure. Because the one I did was back in July, I believe, so I mean, it's been a while.
It's been for a while.
Yeah,
Are those 4-hour
yes,
visits?
they are.
Okay. Are you going where you'd ask for discretion to be able to expand their visits to all day or eventually to weekend?
I don't believe at this time, due to Christian, I feel like he needs to be in counseling, to kind of get to the bottom of how, he's been reacting, after the visit, like I said, the nightmares. The foster mom did report that he was super clingy to her after it. He is reporting stuff to her just about like the reasons and why we had removed him. He still talks about those vividly, and those kinds of things, and I just feel like he needs to be in consistent counseling before doing that. And I've, talked to Lauren about that, and I told her that it is no fault to her, in the counseling situation, but I do feel that that would be what's best for him.
Okay. Best witness.
See,
No question.
now, ma'am, you said mom had been compliant, correct?
Yes.
All right, well, I'm looking at the counseling reports. The last one I've got is 7/31.
She attended on 8/11. She's only going, to my knowledge, once a month, and they have
Do you
been sending
have
out
that?
the August one.
Do
It
you
was
have
just
that
September.
I went to 2.
They send it out, I wanna say like the second week of the next
You went
month.
to in August?
Yes.
Okay.
One with the
Well,
VA and one with
the
the.
report, the only one I've got dated 7/31/2022 says she's not compliant. Have you looked at that report?
7.
Client attended one all I can do is what you all give me. It says client attended one telehealth appointment on 7/5/22. LAC noted guardedness, ambivalence, and lack of progress. Client requested in-person sessions and was referred to new MHP at Russellville Clinic. MHP
That's not
contacted the
correct.
client to schedule an individual session. Client reported she had
I
an
had a
appointment
therapy
set
session.
up with another provider.
I had a therapy
Client
session.
seemed confused, asking what kind of therapy is this?
Can I have that one?
Client reported
Whatever you
she would
mean.
contact MHP when I decide what I want to do.
That's the
Does that
BS.
appear that she's compliant?
What she had done was, since she was in the military, she was going to go through the VA at this time that this was wrote. And then after I talked to her,
Have
I
you
think-
all thought about subpoenaing, this is a review hearing. Have you thought about getting a therapist here to tell me what's going on? I know you're not an attorney. We can't have an attorney in this court, apparently. Mr. Tomlin is filling in.
Who wrote that report? Can I get a copy of that report?
You certainly can, ma'am, as soon as this is over.
Okay.
So what's going on now?
She
It's
is
not
going to
correct.
counseling. She went on 8/11, and her next appointment is scheduled for September 9th or 10th, I
So
believe.
to your knowledge,
Yes.
on 8/11, was she compliant?
Yes,
Was that at Counseling
yes,
Associates?
in Russellville.
But then they sent her to, for a psychiatric
And
appointment?
she had it at that same, in Russellville, at Counseling
And
Associates.
that was yesterday?
Yes.
And I understand you wouldn't have that one. But to your knowledge, she is compliant?
Yes.
So we do have
Okay.
that. We do
And,
have that. The one from yesterday?
Yes.
He just asked for it. We do have the
No,
one from
no, no.
yesterday.
Ma'am, you get to
That's
testify in
what
a
he's
minute.
asking about. He's asking about the ones that.
And you've got a psychological, you had a psychological evaluation?
Yeah, she had that prior to the June
So
hearing.
we've already had
Yes,
that, okay.
yes. Because I believe Dr. DeRoe was present at the
And
last
yes,
hearing.
that's correct. And
I'm gonna look to the Supreme Court.
To my knowledge, yes, while they're there, they interact well together.
Okay, who's the case, who supervises it? Is it a PA?
Shelley, yes, Ms. Crable.
And she's not here?
No.
Okay. All right, anything else, Commissioner? All right, you may stand down, ma'am. Anything else?
Thank you, President.
Yes.
Miss, do you have any witnesses?
I'd call my client, Your Honor. Where do you live?
In Russellville.
In an apartment?
State your name, please, for the record.
Taylor?
Do you live there by yourself?
I do,
Okay, are you employed?
yes.
Where at?
At Ross,
How long have you been employed there?
since the end of June.
I'm sorry, ma'am, I didn't hear that
Ross Retail Store?
Ross Retail?
Yes,
Is that a store in Russell?
yes.
Okay.
And there was some confusion about your counseling. Part of that's because you changed from down here to up in Russell and all, right?
Yes.
Okay, so can you tell me how many counseling appointments you've attended?
They've been ongoing every month since they started, so I haven't missed a session.
Are you just doing 1 month?
It's either once or twice, depending on their schedule and mine. Sometimes their schedule doesn't mean that it's twice a month. And, so I just try to go when she's available.
How many times did you go in August?
Are we counting yesterday? That would be 2.
I don't think that was really
So
counseling,
that
that was
would
an
be one.
evaluation.
That would be 1.
So one's in August?
Yes.
Okay, and then you did the evaluation as well?
Yes.
Okay, and, are you also attending counseling through the VA?
Well, no, I have, but I'm not doing it for the sake of this case here.
No, but are you attending for your sake?
Yes.
Okay. Is there anything else you feel like the judge needs to know?
Yes, sirs.
Yes, ma'am.
I have gone through a lot in this process. I have slept in my car. I have spent mostly all my savings staying in those hotels. And I have then turned around, gotten a job, gotten a place where I have no support system. And I'm still here for my child. I have done every visit. I understand that it has been rocky in the beginning, but I have done what they have asked. My son has asked multiple times, can I have more time with you? Can we get, he's asked to work it out. We deserve that. He's asked to have more time with me. I have been told that you have been compliant, so to hear a report say something different, that really leaves me with
Well, ma'am,
concerns.
your attorney will give, I'm just reading what
I
this report
understand you
says.
didn't write it, but as you can see that she's saying something else, understand than what you see on the paperwork, and that's concerning. It doesn't show integrity and it doesn't show truth. Me and my son belong home. We
I
wanna go
understand,
home.
ma'am, I understand.
So I'm asking today, cause the last visit, last court, she stated on the stand, the goal is for reunification, for them to have visits, and then for it to turn into maybe a couple hours by themselves and things of that nature. We deserve that time together. Or if you wanna hear my son say it yourself, he's asked that. He's not going to counseling and saying something else because I asked him that.
Okay, ma'am, I understand you want your child back, and that's what we all want.
So what I'm asking here today, the report is incorrect. She stated herself is incorrect. So can we note that for the record? Also, I would like to have time with my son unmonitored. If they would like access to that, I'm more than welcome to put cameras in the home where they can access it and look on us, to at least give us some type of trial for that. It's been since February, January, and I have been compliant in every way.
Go ahead and ask the question.
Anything else?
Okay,
I'll
Mr.
pass it
Tomlin,
on.
question?
No question, Your Honor.
How did your psychiatric appointment go yesterday?
It went well.
Did you like this person?
She was nice.
Okay, great.
She was informative. She gave me feedback on where I could, do better, what she thought was wrong and what she felt like wasn't wrong. And she did say that she do think I am fit to parent.
Okay, all right. We'll have that report hopefully for next year.
No, they have it now.
Oh, they have it now?
Yes. Can we enter that for the record?
I would be objecting because I would like to subpoena the person. We just got it this morning, and I need time to subpoena that person, so I'm objecting to it as hearsay.
It's not hearsay. We have a report right here.
Ma'am, you need to be quiet now. You have an attorney who's gonna advocate for you.
Okay.
That's why it's not offered on this side of the table, Your
Well, you
Honor.
offered an incorrect
Ma'am,
report.
you need to be quiet, please. You can have a seat.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just emotional over my
I
child.
understand.
That's correct, Your Honor. We didn't receive it till this morning, and I spoke to Mr. Tomlin about it. He indicated the reason that the department was not seeking to enter it is because Eden wanted to be able to subpoena the person, so I'm good with that as long as they're here next time.
Yes, I
ma'am.
think we probably need the counselor also here.
That's, yes.
Well, also, we
what's
have,
that?
we have foster parents. Did you all wanna add to anything that's not in
Can we
the,
add that she's telling my son that
not
I'm
in the,
sick? The foster parents,
court
he does.
report?
She's
Did
the
you all have
second.
anything you want to add about the child, any concerns?
We don't have any concerns in the home. Christian has only been there since July 1st, and he's adjusted extremely well with his foster mom. They developed a close bond very quickly. She's like a grandmother to him, and it's been absolutely great. Our only concern behaviorally has been after visits. I visited with Christian.
All right, okay. Let's get this on the record.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Have you been sworn?
No, Your Honor, I was
Well,
not.
We
raise
gonna
your
start
right hand and be
entering
sworn.
videos for
Do you
evidence.
swear or affirm the testimony about giving this case be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I
Right
did.
here, ma'am. Or whoever's gonna testify.
Well, she didn't stand up and be sworn, Susan. We'll do it.
All right, ma'am, I guess you need to be sworn.
Me?
I guess.
Yes, ma'am.
Who's your witness gonna be, Mr.
Look at
Conlon?
this,
Are you
I'm
gonna
next.
call anybody?
Yes, it's going to be.
Vicky Hasty.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony about giving this case be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Right up here.
It's required because hearsay is not working. Oh, I'm
Ma'am,
sorry.
you're gonna have to be quiet.
Oh, I'm
Really
sorry. I
are.
apologize. Mm-hmm.
Microphone fixed.
And where are you on? You take your name.
Vicky Hasty.
And what's your relationship?
I am a foster parent.
Okay, so, you see him after visit? correct?
Yes.
Okay. And, what would you like to tell the board about that?
Most generally, after an in-person visit, he is fine. They did a Zoom visit for 30 minutes from my house that was not fine. And we had a lot of behavior problems and nightmares, and he came to me and told me things, and, you know, that, after that Zoom visit. I don't know what prompted it, but it happened after the Zoom visit.
So, what do you mean by behavioral, issues?
He was crying, he was throwing himself on the floor. I did my best to calm him down. Even Shelley called later to ask me if he was okay, because she could see it through the Zoom. He came and got in my lap and cried and told me that he and his mom were in Subway, and she told him he was running her life, and she hit him in the face, and he was bleeding so bad he couldn't see.
That's
It was-
untrue.
It was
Was she
11
lying?
o'clock, I was still trying to get him to sleep. He was just upset for some reason after that visit. I don't know why.
When was that visit, ma'am?
I'm trying to think now. He went to Russellville this past Friday. He went to Clinton the previous Tuesday. So it would have been 3 weeks ago tomorrow, I think. School had started on the 15th, I think. Yes, I think it would have been 3 weeks ago tomorrow. I have it written down, but I don't have it with me.
And you say these issues are only after a Zoom visit, not in person?
The in-person visits, when he comes back, he's always excited. He tells me lots about his visit. He loves his mommy, and I always ask him if they had a good visit, and he says yes. But after the Zoom visit, it totally changed. He had nightmares. He told me he was afraid that I was gonna leave him and not come back. He told me on Saturday when I got ready to give him a bath that Mom had held his head underwater, and he told me she was crazy in her head when she did that. And I just comforted him and told him, you know, that Mom was getting some help, and he was gonna stay with me until she did. And then that night is when he had the nightmare that I wasn't coming back.
And you have had in-person visits after that Zoom meeting?
Yes,
And they went well?
yes,
Okay. So other than the visits, how's he doing other than those?
he's doing great. He gets great marks in school. He's doing really well.
Are there any other concerns that the court needs to be aware about?
My only concern is getting him his counseling. I do believe he needs that.
And what's the status on that?
I have finally got an intake scheduled for 3:30 on this coming Tuesday. And then he should either be seen once or twice a week there on campus, so we don't have to leave school to Kentucky for a visit.
That'll be at the Southern Christian or?
It'll be at Valley Springs School.
So
Where
it's
he goes
it's
to
just
school.
it's gonna be a school counselor.
This company has a counselor on campus, yes. Chanel Family Therapy, I think is
Let's take a break, my court reporter needs a break. Need some water, get some water. All right, anything else you wanted to say?
I have no other questions, Your Honor.
Ms. Cochran?
Yes, it was when did, Christie been living here? And so he's been there 2 months, and he hasn't received any counseling during that time.
No, we did one intake at Ozark Island, and got that canceled his first week.
And when he was first with you, he was going to the visits at his mom's house in person,
Yes.
right? When he was coming back, there weren't any problems. Then they decided they were gonna change the visits and make them at some place in Clinton to be halfway between you and the mother's residence. I don't know the exact location they ended up at, but
I don't
they were in Clinton somewhere.
either. Okay.
And they weren't a full visit. The rest of the visit was done by Zoom for that day, is that correct?
We did a 30-minute, he did
Okay.
a 30-minute Zoom
Okay.
visit.
And it was after that Zoom, when he met his mother in Clinton, but they hadn't been at her home and all, that he had gotten upset.
It was after the Zoom visit
Yes.
when he got upset.
Okay, and that was when he hadn't got to go to her home for a visit either, is that correct?
He had been to Clinton the previous Tuesday.
Okay, all right. And, man, you said he got upset. Did you tell, Christian that his mother was sick?
No, he told me on July 1st, when he came to the house. I don't know if Savannah heard it or not, I know she was there and Anissa was there as well. But when we were back in his room, he told me that his mommy was sick, but she was getting better. And I told him that he could stay with me until she got better.
No, I'm asking during that Zoom call.
He said it
at
on
some
the
point,
Zoom call.
Did you tell him that his mother was sick?
No, ma'am. I didn't comment at all during that Zoom visit.
After that, the visits got changed back to his mother's house, correct?
I think he is going, I think he's going to Russellville now.
Yeah, at her house. And there aren't any problems anymore.
He's only had one, is my understanding,
Is there a
and
problem?
when he came,
Obviously, if we'd have had the person who supervised the visits, we wouldn't be having all this hearsay.
I don't know, I'm not there.
I know, ma'am, I know you're not. I'm just commenting that if we had the person who supervised the visits, then we would know how they were going, but the DHS chose not to bring them.
I think she's gone. I think they had told me she was not gonna be here today.
Okay.
She's on pre-approval leave, Judge.
And the school-based counseling, what that is the same thing counseling associates would do with Conway County Schools or other places. The counseling agency contracts with the school to have a counselor who comes there and sees the children that they have contracts on there at the school, so they're not removed from school to go to counseling and miss as much school. Isn't that what's going on with that school-based counseling?
You sound like you know way more about it than I do.
Okay. Kathleen?
I have no questions, I was gonna cover questions, but I think it's
All right, thank you. We appreciate all you've done for the child. All right, anything else?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, well, the department states that mom is complying with the case plan. The court has some concerns about the, what was entered into evidence, the 7/31/22 report from Counseling Associates. The court has concerns about, from the testimony of the foster parent, about the way the child has reacted. But the court feels it's imperative that the child be in counseling. The goal is reunification. The next hearing, we will have the psychiatrist present. I think we need to have the counselor present to know exactly what is going on. And we will have reports from Christian's counselor.
She just testified at the window.
And
Savannah.
I'll give the department discretion to increase visitation. I'll leave that up to
What about
the department.
unsupervised
Did you
visits?
wanna add anything,
Yes.
Ms. Ennis?
He ordered for the
I'm fine with
counselor to
discretion,
come to the
for
next hearing.
supervised day visits. I'm not fine with discretion on overnights or trial home placement or
Right.
anything.
Why not though? What's the reason if I've been compliant?
Ma'am,
Tell me what's the reason.
Ma'am, you need to be quiet.
I feel like racism is playing a part here. So tell me what's the reason.
You need to talk to your.
Nobody's
attorney.
giving me answers.
All right, the next review,
They
we'll set
don't
another review.
Why?
Christian is safe yet, cause he's still talking about things. he
But they're
saw.
lying about that.
So you're aware it would be due for permanency here?
Well, we'll get his counselor. but
So
they're
can we
saying
get
that
my child in
I'm
court?
just making sure if you wanted to set the permanency hearing or
Okay, well I'm going to the Supreme Court.
just so you were aware.
Do y'all want me to treat the next one as a permanency hearing?
I don't, no.
This is just a second review.
No, it's
I'll
the third
set it
one.
in November, I'll
First
set
is
it November the
adjudication.
3rd, which is normally earlier than we would. I'll set it November the 3rd at 11 o'clock. Let's have these folks here, let's get the
Why can't we
record
ask them
to
for
go
a
with
supervised visit?
reunification. Court is aware that the
Can you ask
ICPC
them to have discretion for unsupervised visits?
department is looking at Arizona, so maybe we'll have some.
But he has to stay for the record.
Again, the goal is reunification.
He's not.
All right,
Did you say 11 o'clock?
yes.
Can you clarify it? Cause I
I'm
don't
gonna go on record and
understand.
say that I'll subpoena those people.
All right, I think that would be a good idea.
Yep.
Can you
We'll
ask them
have
that?
both therapists here, we'll have the psychiatrist.
I don't care what she
and we'll
wants.
have the
That's what I
counselor
want.
here.
Okay, but she
All
recommended.
right.
But you're my
We're
lawyer and I'm
adjourned until
asking.
She
1:30. I've
recommended,
got
I
a,
asked her to set.
You're not here to just do what they ask. You're supposed to defend the client.
30 minutes.
They asked
If
her
y'all
to.
wanna have a longer lunch, you all come back around 2.
I wanna go. I want a new judge. How we get that?
You're not a racist.
Yes, I do. Racism.
He's not racist.
Yes, I am, because how do you enter in a false report? And why can't you
Because
ask for unsupervised
People
visits?
testified that report is true.
But it's
The
untrue.
counselor.
And you don't have the people here to even say that it's
And that
untrue.
wouldn't have anything to do with racism anyway.
It does, because you keeping my son based on what?
Not
Why?
race.
So what else is it based on? It's not based on a proven abuse. It's
Because
not
they-
based on any report. It's a report saying that I am fit to parent.
Okay.
So what are you basing keeping my
Said
child
you
on?
had hit him, held his head
And I have a
underwater,
video
and done
saying that it
things.
was, and I have a video saying him saying otherwise, Ms. Vicky.
You're not supposed to be talking to him about it.
Why not? They're talking to him about it.
They're not talking to him about
Yes,
it
it is.
either.
She
That's
just reported
what the
it.
counselor's for.
That's what she just got on the stand and report. So they're
She
talking to him
said
about
he
it.
said that.
And I'm telling you that he said, she said that.
Well, he may have. He is a 6-year-old child.
Okay.
He's not an adult.
This afternoon.
Okay, but you're believing what he said as far as the parent abusing him, but you can't believe me what I
believing
said.
either one.
Okay, so I would like to enter the video footage of my child saying that he ain't say that on camp to the record.
You can't be.
You can. Why is that? Look at them. They laughing like it's funny.
You can't be questioning him.
They're
about
doing
things
it.
related to this case.
The
No,
workers
they're not.
doing it.
They're not.
But he said they are. He comes to
That's-
me and say, Miss Vicky said, the social worker said. That's what he tells me.
That's why he needs his counselor. Because the counselor is the person that's supposed to talk to him about
What's the
that.
basis for a new judge?
Not caseworker or anything.
What's
He
the
would-
basis for a new judge?
He would have to be abusing his discretion.
He is. He is. He just entered in a false report.
He did not.
He did.
Well,
Lauren, they're gonna take you home after lunch,
What time is that?
whenever we finish.
What time is that?
1:32. No later than 2.
Cause I gotta go to work. They want me to lose my job too. I told her before, what's the name, that I have to go to work.
no, I have a guy right here. Sure. Not too bad. We're not gonna go.
I don't know, where are we going to lunch?
Huh?
I guess I'll find out. I'll text you. Alright. Are you going to lunch?
Thanks, James.
Can I get the report of what they enter in?
You've got one of them.
Right.
I'll
Why do they
email
get
the
to enter? These people just really finesse.
I can email you the rest.
Huh?
I can email you the others.
But
In
why
fact,
why
I
can't
can
you
give
be on my
these.
side?
I can give you these.
Okay.
I can just print them out.
Why
again, so-
why can't you ask the judge anything that I'm asking? I don't feel like you doing what you're supposed to do.
Well, you already feel that way, but I
Why can't you give me information that I'm asking? What's the basis for a new judge? You said he has to be abusing his discretion.
That's right.
Okay, what else? What are the other reasons behind that? I would like to know from all aspects, because I just sat in there and he just read a report that said I was not compliant, and you know that I've been compliant.
No, I don't know. I know what you tell me. I know what they tell me.
I message you after every visit, like you told me to. After every visit, I tell you that. After every counseling visit, I tell you that. What you want me to
You're going
screenshot
to
them?
counseling once a month. You're supposed to be going, I think, twice a month.
That's not what they said. That's not what she said.
When did she?
She said, what do you mean? She said, go to therapy. They ain't put no number on it.
Well, you need to talk to your therapist and find out how often you need to go.
No, something not right. And it seemed like
But
y'all
you
trying to keep
changed it.
y'all trying to sell my son and keep my
No.
son into this
But
system.
you changed it back and forth.
Nothing's been changed. It's been with the same company since I've been
It
here.
took forever to ever get that eval done. It was done yesterday.
That's not my problem. That's definitely, you said it wasn't my problem.
They should have set it up. There was a lot of back and forth about it.
So how is that? So how is that my fault? How is that my fault?
Nobody's saying it's your fault.
You said you changed it up when nothing has changed on my end. I have
You
been
changed about the therapist, where you were going to do therapy. You've changed that.
because I don't live in Morrilton, ma'am. I live in
Okay.
Russellville, so they decided that it
You've
would be
changed
better.
it between the two, though.
But they still was ongoing. I didn't miss a beat.
Okay, well, if they've said you only need to go once a month, I haven't seen that written anywhere.
What? How many times?
Yeah. They would usually say how many times a month you need to go. They haven't.
So what's the problem with one time? What's the problem with how many times I went?
What now?
So what's the problem with going once a month?
Because they usually recommend a set number of times a month, like weekly or twice weekly or monthly or whatever. And they recommend that to the court. And then that's how often you're supposed to go.
I would like to enter video footage of recordings
Of what?
of how our visits go. Just a small.
They're
Just a, can we
saying-
hold on?
I'm
Let
going this
everybody.
way.
Oh, okay.
You don't
Wait a
understand.
minute.
They're saying your visits
Wait a
go
minute.
well.
Did we talk? Okay, but that's not what the report just said.
That was about your
Wait a minute, because
counseling.
everybody else is.
See that court report? It says your visits go well. It does not say there are problems in your visits.
The report that the judge just. Can we talk outside? The the judge, Miss Vicky, I don't even bother you. So I think you owe me the time that I need to discuss about having my child.
You're not listening to what I'm saying.
Okay, what am I missing?
Look
Because
at
y'all
this.
got my son, and he just read. Miss Vicky, just hear me out. Hear what I'm saying.
Y'all don't have your son.
Okay, these white people got my damn child. Now, let me tell you this. This judge just sat up here in this courtroom and he just read that I was incompliant. He said, this report says I'm incompliant and that I'm not going to my counseling. But you're saying that the report says something else. That's not what he just read, and he just entered that shit in a court. And then you're going to tell me that I don't have unsupervised visits when I just sat up here.
I want you to look at this, okay? Lauren had a counseling session on July 5th via telehealth and an in-person session on August 11th with Counseling Associates in Russellville. She doesn't have another appointment scheduled this time.
And I do, and it's next week. That's what I'm saying. I
Okay,
do,
but
it's
you
next
didn't
Thursday.
when she wrote this. She wrote this on the 22nd, okay? So on the 22nd, as far as she knew, you hadn't set the next appointment. But everything she has
So
said...
basically, I should start bringing into the court after every visit. I should start bringing that in myself. That's
You can
pretty much
bring
what I
it,
should
yeah.
be doing.
But
Since they don't
what I'm
got it.
telling you is Savannah said your visits are going well. She told the judge your visits are going well. Nobody
But how
said
they
they're
gonna
not going
slick
well.
make up something and say that my son said something? They need to get my son in here so he can tell the judge that.
Well-
Subpoena the child. Cause they shouldn't. Can't you tell her that?
You told me that this.
Can't you tell her that? Can't you subpoena the child? Because you can't have somebody.
I'll bring him.
Oh, because he's saying something else
I'll bring
when
him.
when I'm to the court.
bring him.
And I'm not trying to be rude.
know, be rude, it's
Man, she said be rude. That's not.
This is your child and I get it.
I didn't slept in my
100%.
damn own car. You understand me? I didn't cry. I mean, you got snow that Michigan ain't got.
I know. I'm gonna subpoena all those people and I'll bring him to the hearing. Okay?
What is the reason behind why I can't have an unsupervised visit with my child though?
We haven't gotten there yet, but we'll get there.
When?
He's had some trauma. I don't know where it's from. Whatever.
Man, he done told
needs
me,
counseling.
and I understand. I'm all for it.
Cool. And they have discretion to expand visitation.
But you said in the courtroom for not unsupervised visits with my baby asking to see me more than one time a week.
No, I didn't say anything about timing. I said unsupervised or overnights. Everything else is up for grabs.
But why can't we have time with each other?
You can.
What's the issue? What is the reason behind not having unsupervised?
I need him to have counseling. And I need you to have more counseling too, and we need to hear from your counselors.
Can you ask her how many times? Why is once a month?
It's 3 in the last 3 months. It's 3 in the last 3 months.
So what are you expecting for me to do? How many a month
That's
are you?
what I need to know from your counselor. What are y'all doing? Y'all just going in there and talking about things and how long does it last and what are you covering and what's the protocol? That's what I need to know before I can approve or sign off on. And it's not my decision. He can do that.
But he's going off of what you recommended though.
I know. I'm not comfortable with it yet. Not yet.
Now, what I was going to tell you is your son has
Now you
not
heard her
been
just
in
say
court.
that she bringing my son to court.
She's going to piss the judge off.
Oh well.
That's up to her.
And I wish he would get in there and try to, because they're going to try to oppress him. I'm telling you that he said on that video chat, and it's crazy that the worker that was, what's her name? Shelly. He said, we weren't even talking. It was dead silence. He just bust out and said, Miss Vicky said you're sick and that I'm not coming home. And she just got on that damn stand and lied. You tell me something,
Well, no, that worries me. Listen to me. He hasn't been in counseling for the last 2 months. He needs a counselor.
Savannah said that he went to counsel. Somebody lying.
So
Savannah
he
said,
can talk to the counselor about what the foster mother says and does.
but how he gon', ma'am, he not around real family that where he will feel safe around. If he around a whole bunch of white people who tell him he can't come home and you gotta do this, my son is black. He do not throw his stuff on the floor. He don't got them issues unless she throwing his ass on the floor.
He does not look black.
It doesn't matter. He got blood in him. I'm too loud. You can hear me on the other side of the door. I'm sorry. You could have just said, girl, you too damn loud. I'm sorry.
You're fine. And you should have been there at the beginning of the case, but you can still.
Tell me,
Girl.
because I didn't know why to call and let us know nothing. We never been in a situation like this.
I'll put anybody on the stand that Tiana wants on the stand.
Okay. And my
What I'm
fiance
saying
is a
is,
U.S. Marshal.
he needs a counselor to
And
be
I'm a
able to
homemaker.
talk to. I don't believe what she said, but I can't
And I
prove
don't
it's
decide
wrong.
there's a process
But I
need
can
to-
with a
people
video.
go through,
Are you videoing the visit?
No.
Did you video that Zoom?
Not for adoption, but
It videos
for-
itself. What do you mean? They're recorded, right?
I don't know.
That want to adopt.
But if you have a video of that Zoom
Oh,
and
when
she
he- when
said
he
that
said
on
that?
it, give it to me.
Oh,
I'm gonna go
actually,
to lunch because I'm trying to
okay, so
tell you
my
that
bike
the
was
judge
stolen.
is not
Did they tell you that?
preferential to
Do what?
you
somebody stole my bike. Like the neighbor
months ago.
stole my bike.
saying,
So
Place
that's
the
why
child
cameras
with me.
is in the place because they wasn't.
No,
before.
I understand that. That's not what I'm talking about. That
So
Zoom.
During that Zoom, my cameras was gone, but it wasn't from my phone or nothing like that. It's just the cameras in the.
Okay, but do you have a recording of her saying your mama's sick? Or him
Him saying it, yes, I
Him
got that.
saying she told me.
Yes, I have that.
Okay, if you've got that, send
They
it to
come
me.
out and they go through a
Am I not allowed to
process,
record my video?
and if they never came out
Are you
and
telling
I
me
think
can't
they were
record?
just
call
surprised.
them back
That
and
I
say,
was recording.
you know,
I mean, I'm
2
not
months,
physically
where are
recording
y'all?
my video. That's
Yeah,
what
I
I'm
know,
not-
I know. I
I'm
think
not
they
doing
were
that.
just surprised when they found out. They
But
hadn't
they
told
knew-
me you can't do it. They hadn't said anything to me about you can't do it.
How else am I supposed to report that what they're saying is untrue? I'm
Okay,
supposed.
so
They
what-
they don't get to
That's
choose
right.
how to present me in court because
I'll come back and try to get a timeline
you ain't
from y'all,
defending me.
but
So
I
how else
think
am I supposed to defend myself?
I am defending you, and I'm sorry you don't understand that.
How else do I get a lawyer, a new lawyer?
You have
I mean, I'm sorry, a new judge.
there's no basis for a new judge. He has to be biased. He has to demonstrate a bias. He
Okay.
has not done that.
So
He has to
Are you
abuse
going to
his
lunch?
discretion. No, I'm gonna go home.
well, can you drop me off since you about to go home?
I live up towards Clinton.
I give you some gas money.
No. I'm going home because I have work to do. I'm not going home so I can drive around like up to Russell and back. Talk to you later, Sherry. I'm going home. I've got work to do. My office is right there by my house. So,
Okay, so all today they entered in a false report saying that I'm not compliant.
well,
and then they
saying
wouldn't.
it's false because the counselor wrote it. The counselor will be here next time to testify about it. The one who wrote it.
I gave you back the paperwork. Can I have that? So I can see who wrote that, so I can call them.
I don't have that. That's the one I have to email you. I did not print that out.
Okay.
All right. So I will. I'll forward those to you. But
Because I just sat up there yesterday, and if you want to see her report as well, I can show you that report that what she said and how she said it. She didn't see nothing wrong with me other than there being some miscommunication and them trying to keep my damn child.
who said that?
The what's the name? The lady. I mean, she ain't said as harsh as I
wait,
am.
I don't know who you're talking about.
The lady with the psyche val lady.
The one that did it yesterday.
Yeah.
You've got a report there. It's entirely positive about you.
But they didn't want to enter it into the record.
That's right, because Kim objects to it.
Anything positive.
Well, I'm going to tell you, when you read it, it sounds like you weren't completely honest with it.
I was.
Okay, let me see it.
I really was. Like,
Okay. This is what she's latching onto, because I know what she's latching onto. I saw it. That's why I wasn't going to enter it either, because I didn't want a big fight in court about it and the judge saying this person should be here. Okay, listen to this. You said that
hell, they're not getting away with this. They're not
that
getting
you
away
were-
with this.
Let me see. Car malfunction, you called the police for help. You said you didn't know anyone. You were worried for y'all's safety because you're in a small town. And you said you initially agreed to let him be taken care of temporarily.
No, we didn't even talk about that.
Okay, well, that's what she says you said, though.
We didn't even talk. I recorded the whole damn thing.
Okay, but
So,
do you
I didn't say
understand
that.
what I'm saying?
And
she
you
said?
understand I got a video footage,
Well,
so she
then
get up here and
send
lie.
it to me
I
so
sure
I can
am.
hear it.
I will send
Now,
you the whole
listen.
damn thing.
You said you had no previous psychiatric treatment, which probably is true. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you a link so you can hear exactly what
wait.
she asked me from the
Wait,
beginning to the
let me see
end.
if I can find the rest of it.
Definitely didn't say that.
See if I can find
They fucking lying. They trying to keep my damn child. We didn't even talk about him. She
Okay,
she
here.
asked me.
Listen to this. It says you were raised by your biological parents, then mostly by your mother after your parents divorced when you were about 9 or 10.
What?
You were in the foster care system.
was with my mama all the way up till I was about 9.
Okay, but you said mostly, then with your mother after they divorced when you were 9 or 10.
Read it back. I'm not trying to understand what you're trying to say.
Raised by her biological parents, then mostly by her mother, after her parents divorced when she was about 9 or 10.
Okay, yeah, she definitely, it's just miswrote wrong. But I can send you the video and you can hear what I said.
There's several places in here where it would have to be miswritten wrong. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And Kim read this and went, wait a minute, that doesn't match what we've got and everything else.
Okay, well, I got a video of everything that she asked me and what I said. So
okay, well, send it to me then.
I am.
Okay.
That's exactly why I record.
But that's what her problem with that is there's several things in there where you're like, okay, that's not what we've always heard, so what's going on here?
I did live with my mom and my dad for a very long time until they did separate, but at a certain point she did give us up to the system.
Yeah.
But
see, you didn't tell her that you'd been
she didn't ask about that.
It doesn't matter if she asked.
I asked her questions how they was. It's how she was when you see how the conversation was going, how she was asking them how it was flowing, like she was back to back with the damn question.
All right. Well, send me that and I will see what I can figure out from it, okay? Because that's what Kim is upset over. Is it looks like an avowal of a different person.
It was a lady.
No, but it looks like it's not about you. It looks like she did it of somebody else or something.
Why wouldn't it? Why? How?
Well, I don't know, but you understand what I'm saying. That's not correct. About that you lived with your parents, with both of them, and then with your mom after they divorced. That's not correct. And it omits that you were ever in the system. You know, it omits things. And so that's got to be clarified somehow.
We just didn't talk about that. Okay. That's why it's not in there.
All right. Well, I've got to go.
This don't make no damn sense. This don't make no sense. It don't make